over 24 restaurants here at the Crown, you will never go hungry. The world-famous Nobu is the newest addition.
What a wonderful experience to eat at Nobu. My favourite restaurant was definitely Silks, and then Nobu opened up. So now I have two favourites.
And if you are looking to just plain relax, you can indulge in Crown Spa, which offers a terrific selection of health and beauty treatments, an indoor swimming pool, a high-tech gym, and 2 championship tennis courts.
Our mission is to give our guests the most fantastic experience possible.
They actually make me feel like, wow, Mike, thank you for coming here. It means a lot to us. And you feel it.
Well, it really is quite a fabulous place.
It's probably my favorite destination on the poker circuit, period. It's a long trip, but it's well worth it.
Action at the table continuing. Phil Ivey will fold. Masa Kagawa with a king 10 suited.
And as you can see, Masa has rebought for 100,000, and he's going to open the action for 6,000.
How much? 5,000?
Tony G asks how much.
A small pair. This is the spot where he feels like if he can catch a good flop here, he might bust a steaming Kagawa who's just lost 100,000.
And he does call. And Alezra.
Well, he's certainly not going to let a fine hand like ace-8 suited to get away. Now, here's one of these situations. If it comes hearts, Alezra's just simply going to bust Kagawa.
10-9-6, a couple of spades. Ellie checks.
Kagawa's flopped top pair. Tony G missed and would expect Masa to bet here and pick this pot up.
That's 14,000.
He will bet 14,000. Tony G will throw it away.
Not quite sure what Alezra's thinking about. He's only flopped a gut shot. He's going to call here. Maybe he thinks his ace is good. An ace or a 7 actually would give him the best hand.
To the turn, an ace of diamonds. And Alezra has paired his ace.
And this is the problem with Alezra's hand. Either the ace or the 7 is probably going to kill the action. One would expect Masa to slow down with this ace on the board. Wow, he fires 25,000 into this pot. And Alezra certainly didn't call on the flop to be folding now that he's made his hand. Eli thinking about whether to call or raise here. Well, he's got the call in his hand. He's got a lot to think about here. Is he going to get action from a hand that he has beat if he raises? Not very likely. He just calls.
And a king of diamonds on the river, and Kagawa has caught 2 pair.
He had 5 outs, and he got one of those 5.
Check from Alezra.
Well, certainly we would expect Kagawa to continue firing here on the river.
Holding.
And he moves all in.
Wow, Alezra's in a tough spot. Again, he called on the flop. He caught his top pair. He actually had the best hand on the turn. Now he gets drawn out on. He's getting a decent price here. He knows that Kagawa just lost 100,000. Could be steaming. This is a tough spot. And he's going to call. What a turnaround. Kagawa lost the biggest pot of the night, and now, one hand later, he wins the biggest pot of the night.
208,600 Australian dollars. That's about 180,000 US dollars, and our early leader is feeling the pain of a big loss. We'll see if he can bounce back. Next. This is the FullTiltPoker.net Aussie Millions Cash Game Invitational. Barry Tompkins, Howard Lederer alongside here in Melbourne. Bill Ivey straddling this hand. First action is on Kagawa. He folds. Now Tony G with a 6 deuce offsuit. And he calls.
I really have no explanation for that play. He's up front, and he's just limping in with a very weak hand.
Action folding around to John Jawanda. 6-5. And Jawanda will call.
And Alezra has a 6 as well, and he limps in.
Antonius, Jack-10 suited. He'll call. Now Phil Ivey with a king-queen suited.
Well, looks down at a big hand against these guys. And he's grabbing for some chips here.
Bumps it up to 8,600. Tony G folds, and Jawanda likewise.
And Eliezer calls.
Well, the chances I wouldn't call after I lost the last hand. That's what I play here.
Antonius also calls, so 3 players to the flop.
Well, Elezer's comment says it all. He's low on chips and low on patience.
And the flop, 10-9-8.
Well, it looks like everyone has caught this flop, but Antonius has it well covered. Actually, he only loses to Ivy's king or a jack, or Elezer's 9 or a 6. And it goes check, check to Ivy. Is he going to bet on the gut shot and the 2 overcards?
Yep.
And he checks. The turn is a deuce of spades.
Wow, that's an interesting card. Antonius and Ivy both have flush draws, but Patrick has top pair and a straight draw.
But action starts on Ellie.
Yes, I'm all in.
And Eliezer moves all in for 32,500.
Wow, Elezra getting his short stack in the pot. I can't believe that Patrick can get away from this, Andy. His top pair, a straight draw and a flush draw. It's just a question of whether he's going to raise or not.
Now remember, Phil Ivey also has a flush draw and a gut shot straight draw. And Antonius is going to call.
Well, I can't see Ivy laying this down. It looks like he has a huge draw. He actually is missing a lot of outs. Antonius has him covered, but he's 31% here. He's getting 3-1 to call. I'd expect him to just call here, actually.
Ivy will need any spade or a jack.
Or a king to make the best hand.
Elezra needing either a 6 or a 9, but it can't be a spade. And Ivy does make the call.
We've got a $127,000 pot, and 1 pair is the best hand with 1 to come.
So we come to the river. 3 players. Endless possibilities here. It's a 5 of clubs.
It's a complete blank. Our table leader so far continues with his good run. It goes check, check, and Patrick picks up a big pot here.
Patrick Antonius with $127,300 in that pot.
Big turn.
Wow.
Well, the chips have been flying tonight. Eli Elezra got off to a great start, but now he's down 100,000. Masakagawa got off to a bad start, but he's gotten even. Well, our big winner tonight, Patrick Antonius, started off well, and his chips just keep growing.
Well, the bad news for Eli Elezra is the good news for Patrick Antonius. He sits atop the heap at 166,800 Australian dollars. 4 players in the black, 4 players in the red. Next week, the FullTiltPoker.net Aussie Millions Cash Game Invitational continues. Patrick Antonius in the driver's seat. Others decide to join the race.
How do you always wake up with the hand when I race?
And the Phil Ivey Wino finally shows up.
I'm going to start playing some hands now.
And 1 player hits the dream hand.
What are the odds to flop that?
That's next week. Check your local listings for the day and time in your region.